time now for Clarion Connection with Ron Wilshire. Good morning, Ron.
Morning, Steve. How are you doing today?
It's a non-make-up its mind kind of day for those Wednesday or Sunday listeners. It's Wednesday, and it's been raining all morning, but now the sun's out, and we're supposed to get a thunderstorm today. So I don't know.
Go figure. So
I don't know.
Hopefully, as you're listening on Sunday, too, that the weather is much better. Welcome to Clarion Connection. I'm Ron Wilshire, and my guest today is Randy Vosburg, Township Supervisor for Paint Township. And we haven't had anything on Paint Township for a while, so I thought it'd be good to talk to Randy and just see what's going on in Paint. Good morning, Randy.
Hey, good morning, Ron. Good morning, Steve, and good morning, Clarion County.
So, are you keeping busy as Township Supervisor? A lot of times, some people paint a picture of Township Supervisors as just caring for the roads and that, and some even joke that road scholars.
Yeah, road scholars don't even begin to touch the subject. It used to be just all roads, but nowadays with the mandates from the state government, and we're in the process of selling our water company and the sewage treatment facility to Pennsylvania American Water, and it's been a long, drug-out adventure, but it's finally going to be coming to a close here. The water company in probably 40 days.
I know when I was on Clarion Borough, we sold the sewage part to Pennsylvania American. They had owned the water, and it took 6 years to sell it.
Yeah, it's taken us a long time. We finally got Ron Kopko there, which you guys had to help you guys in Clarion, and he's doing a good job for us.
Right. So what are some of the other things that are going on in Paint Township? I see you have some new industries there, a sort of a plastic recycling plant.
Yeah, the name of the company is Green Line Palmer. They're a worldwide producer of plastic pipe. Our plant is the recycling center. Barry Shine, Brent Olson, and my township staff, we put this thing together. We had a little bit of problems with the sewer line up that way, but everybody came together, and the company's booming right now. I believe there's 45 employees right now, and we think by the end of the year we'll be at 70. And these are not just minimum wage jobs. They're good jobs with good benefits. And that's what we want in Paint Township, something that people can live on and don't have to worry about a paycheck every week to pay the rent. So we're really proud to host them here in our township.
You mentioned about having trouble with the sewer line. Do you think the purchase of your systems by Pennsylvania American Water will lead to some expansion in Paint Township?
Boy, we're sure hoping it does. If we decide to do some expansion, they're giving us $3,500 per hookup, which is a good deal for the township. But as you know, you get mandates from Harrisburg, and there's no money that comes along with these mandates. And townships, most of them that I talk to now, are on a bones budget. There's no money out there.
Right. Well, most of your tax money that comes in is from, I would assume, real estate tax?
Yeah, well, a lot of people think that comes in from real estate tax, but we have a really real low real estate tax millage rate in Paint Township. Where we get our money at to do most of the work comes from earned income. And we're very blessed to have a lot of professionals that work and live in Mariana Estates.
Right, so that all adds to the tax base there. And again, I know roads are an important part, but you are doing some other things. But typically townships sometimes don't require the state police to provide police work for the township. Any move there to change that or add to it?
Yeah, we are. We've been having some trouble with. We suspect there are heroin dealers in our township because that's what's leading to a lot of break-ins and burglaries. So Monday night, I asked my two colleagues for permission. The chief of police contacted me from Knox, and they're more than willing. I imagine he's going to have to give us a contract. We'll review it, and he'll have to take it to the Knox Borough to get approval. But we voted on Monday night to hire or to negotiate with the Knox Police Department in anticipation of hiring him to start patrolling Paint Township, because if you're a heroin dealer out there or a thief, we're coming at you. We're going to tell you that right now. So pack up and get out while the going's good.
Are you working with the drug task force too, the county?
They've been around, but we're on a personal township level. We haven't been in any of their activities. We kind of feel left out. Our township, what we find out, we try to pass it on, but they're not too good to work with.
Oh, that's yeah, I'm speechless.
Yeah, I just tell it the way it is. We don't get too much cooperation. 2 weeks ago, we had a big heroin bust in Country Fair. Us supervisors found out about it through the chit chat. Well, I guess we read it in the paper. Yeah.
At Country Fair?
Yeah, in the restroom, $800 worth of heroin. So it's in our township, ladies and gentlemen.
Right. And we've had people on before on Clarion Connection and talking about, the individual amount of heroin's cheap at first, but then you're almost instantly addicted to it. So then you have to keep buying it and buying it.
Yeah, it's cheap and inexpensive, and it's coming in from the big cities, or people are going down to Pittsburgh and picking it up, and they're dumb. Once a couple times, like you said, Ron, they use it, and then that $5 or $10 turns into 20 turns into 60. Next thing you know, it's 100, and they're out of money, and they're stealing to get their fix. And it's not going to be happening much longer in Paint.
Great. Well, what do you think the major challenges are facing you in Paint Township?
Money, or mandates from Harrisburg sometimes, federal mandates. They want this done. To really hit the nail on the head, the biggest one is liquid fuels. We get $12,500 a year to keep up blacktop roads. Blacktop is almost tripled in price per tonnage, which that means I can only do a third of a road now instead of doing the whole road. But that guy who lives down at the end of that road, he asked me, "Hey, Randy, why can't I get my road done?" I said, "Well, we don't have any money." I pay taxes. I said, "Well, so does 1,900 other people." So everybody wants the same work done, but we don't have the money coming in from Harrisburg to do that work.
Now, liquid fuels, that's obtained mainly from taxes at the gas pump?
Right, that's gasoline tax. Like, I believe we get maybe 13 cents a gallon allocated for roads, and that's distributed to all the townships across the state.
Right. So they have a formula for distributing that?
Oh, yeah. The bigger the county, the more money. The smaller the township, the less money. I believe it's based on your road mileage. We have 19.1 miles of roads in Paint Township. Now, CL, for instance, they got 75 miles of roads.
In Clarion Township?
Yeah. Clarion Township and Bill Fiskus's township out in Limestone Township. Yeah.
So that varies. So the only way to really increase the liquid fuels is sometimes they talk about other taxes on the gasoline or something like that.
Yeah. I believe right now our county association and PSATs, we're working on legislation to get more money from the gas tax, to keep these roads up, because this was a bad winter. And a lot of our roads, went to the dogs and cats just because freeze, thaw. So, bear with us, people. We're doing the best we can without raising taxes in Paint Township.
What is the tax level in Paint Township?
I believe it's 1.65 mils right now. It's one of the lowest ones, if not the lowest one, in Clarion County.
Right. Traditionally, townships do have lower taxes, that probably will having the police affect taxes.
Well,
you have to pay for it some way.
Yeah, it's got to be paid for some way, like the bill's got to be paid for. At this time, we don't anticipating having to raise taxes. We're probably going to talk to Donna Oberlander and ask her if there's any grants out there, or the district attorney, if it could help us out on this, because it's going to be kind of costly, but when you get backed up against the wall and your township starting to run away on you, you got to crack down on these criminals.
Right. It has to be done some way.
Yeah.
I was reading a while ago where there was a move to charge townships or municipalities without a police force if they use state police. So there's always that question out there too.
Well, the state police, I said, thank God I have the chief of police from Clarion lived there, two retired state policemen, and I believe one or two from the Clarion Borough Police Force also. And they help a lot, but you know, if people don't see them, they're not always out at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning. And a couple weeks ago, we had a car someone stole, ended up in our park. They burnt the car at 3:30 in the morning. And we never did find out who did it.
Wow. So in addition to your work with the roads, you're kind of assuming some of the police.
Oh, yeah, we are. Myself, my road crew, we're always out there, you know, watching what's going on. They're my ears and eyes.
Right. You're listening to Clarion Connection. I'm Ron Wilshire with Randy Vosburg. I'm going to take a commercial break and be right back.
Hi, this is Clarice from East Forest High School with a Fire Safe Kids message. Familiarize children with the sound of a smoke alarm and what to do if one goes off. Crawl under smoke, leave the building, and go to a designated meeting place outside. Develop and practice a fire escape plan with every member of the family. Identify 2 ways to escape from every room. Let's all work for Fire Safe Kids.
Hi, this is Jack Kahn of It's a Matter of Your Health. Please listen to my daily health feature, It's a Matter of Your Health, each weekday right here on Radio 13. Listen every weekday for informative, interesting, and timely health news that could make a difference in your life. Remember, It's a Matter of Your Health, weekdays here on Radio 13. I'm Jack Kahn, and I do wish you well.
Tune in Monday through Friday during the 5 o'clock newscast for It's a Matter of Your Health with Dr. Jack Kahn right here on Radio 13.
Welcome back to Clarion Connection. I'm Ron Wilshire. I'm talking today with Randy Vosburg, Payne Township Supervisor. You had mentioned your two fellow supervisors. Each township has 3 supervisors. Who are your other supervisors at Payne?
Yeah, my other 2 colleagues are Roger Shingledecker and Ed Bouch. Ed decided, I guess, this year he's not on the ballot. He's hanging it up.
He's been on a long time, hasn't he?
Yeah, I'm going on 24 years. I think Ed's on 18 or 20. He's been here a long time, and it's been a pleasure to work with Ed. And the same with Roger. This year it might be history made in Payne Township. We have a lady by the name of Janet M. McCleary that's running for Township Supervisor. And if she gets elected, she'll be the first woman in the history of Payne Township to be one of our supervisors. And if this happens, I'm really welcome her aboard and look forward to working with her, Roger and I.
Now, I've often read where some people say they're a working supervisor. Is there a difference in the positions?
No, really, the board has to approve you to be a working supervisor, which I am. And it's a good thing because you always got your hands on out there and you know what's going on. But nowadays there's a lot of supervisors that are turning it over to a roadmaster or they're hiring a foreman just because the simple fact it takes up a lot of your time. I mean, I'm on call 24/7, 365 days a year. And believe me, Mother's Day, I thought I had it off, and we had a vehicle that hit the red lights and tore the red lights down at Country Fair at the intersection of 322 and 66, and I worked all afternoon.
That Country Fair seems to be a happening place.
Oh, yeah, Country Fair is jamming.
Speaking of businesses over there, I was reading in the papers that there's supposed to be a new compressed natural gas station being built there?
Yeah, it's kind of going to be put in between Colony Homes and Commodore Homes. On the right-hand side there, Bill Exley out of Toledo, Ohio. And I don't really want to say because I'm not sure who his business partner is. I think I know, but Bill's the main force behind it. There's going to be a fuel stop there. I don't know if they're going to have regular gasoline, but they'll have compressed natural gas. And that's going to be nothing but a plus to Paint Township and to Clarion County. As we well know, we have these things popping up everywhere. Franklin, Palos, but the bottom line is they're going to be competition, and it's going to be good for the consumer.
Right. So, and the vehicles still have to be, for the most part, refitted to use
and
this
Nick,
stuff.
Jeff Corsetti does that down at Jeff's Performance Plus, and he does a heck of a job down there on getting these vehicles transferred over from gasoline to natural fuel. And we're glad to have him in our township too.
Any other future industries on tap that you can talk about?
I can't disclose what it is, but there's people calling right now where K&K is located. Across from K&K, there's a business now looking to establish, to maybe build a new merchandise store there, which I'm not at liberty right now to tell you what it is because I got to respect the owners that own that property. But I think it's going to be a plus for Paint Township and the tourist industry. So that's all I can elaborate on that right now, Ron.
Refresh my memory. Where's K&K?
K&K is right there next to where the old country fair used to be, headed back past PennDOT.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
right where the old bank used to be there is where the site that this business developer is looking at from Pittsburgh.
Okay. I'd heard that PNC Bank is removing all its operations from the corner there.
Well, that's what they told us, but so far nothing has happened.
So, because it's always good at least to have the ATM there.
Oh yeah, you never know when you might need some money to buy hot dogs.
Right. Well, from what you're talking about, the township needs money all the time. So.
Oh yeah, because something always comes up, that breaks down. Just like this year, we had to knock off $36,000 worth of paving because the price of oil tripled, and like I said, blacktop went up, and everybody wants your roads done. So we're just going to do the best we can do, and hopefully we get through it, and maybe Don Oberlander can get us a little bit more money.
I know, Stephen, in Clarion Borough, they started tarring and chipping some of the roads. Used to be that was only done in townships.
Yeah, right. The tar and chipping is very, very bad, I think, to use in town. They have a fiber out right now that you can use, and it's a lot better than just the regular tar because it doesn't track, and the fiberglass holds the oil and the chips together much better. Because when you do it in a residential area, it bleeds on a 90-degree day. So try taking your dog for a walk and let him step in some tar. And then, boy, my phone's ringing off the hook.
I was going to say, you probably get a lot of calls on that stuff.
So in our residential areas, we try to blacktop every year if we can afford it. But like I said, the cheap way to do it, and it's just preventative maintenance, is you need to tar and chip 3 years in a row so you have an effective base, and then you can skip it for a year or two.
Okay. What are some of your other activities? You mentioned Washington, D.C. when we were talking about this. Let's not go on a rant here, but...
Yeah, well, I'm going down to have our township, the National Association of Townships. It's held in Washington, D.C. at the Hyatt for 3 days every year. We go up, we spend time at Capitol Hill with Senator Casey, Congressman Toomey, and we sat down face to face with them. And we talk about these troubles and how we could try to get some funding. It's a lot of networking, and it's a good educational seminar.
So you look forward to that?
I look forward to it. I haven't been there. The last time I was there was with my colleague Roger, and we brought some good information home from D.C. They get you know what's going on before the people know what's going on back home here.
I was going to say, what do you think the most rewarding part of your job is? I mean, you've been doing it a long time, haven't you?
Yeah. Well, the most rewarding part of the job is having somebody come up and telling you, thanks, Randy. You did a good job. It takes away those 50, go to heck, you can't do that right or
There's
whatever.
tar in my dog.
There's tar on my dog, or else my neighbor's dog's going to the bathroom on my lilac bush. That was a big one. But there are rewarding moments, but lately there's been a lot of mandates that we got, and being short on money has really been disappointing to myself and my colleagues. But we hope that once we get these two entities sold, that we'll be back up and running at 110%.
Great. I noticed there's been a lot of, private activity to improve the recreational activities in Marianne.
Oh, yeah. That's a big point we kind of forgot to touch on. DEP leveled a fine on fiberboard down there. I believe it was a couple $100,000. And we were able, through how it's set up with DEP, we got $40,000 out of that fine money for our parks. We're going to resurface the tennis courts. We're building cement sidewalks. We're going to resurface the ball court. And we're making all these improvements down there. And it's all not going to cost the taxpayers nothing. Sure, we had to put up with the fiberboard plant making a lot of noise, but now they got things pretty much under control, and they're a good neighbor.
How's their business going?
What I hear, they're booming down there. That and Tarquette. I mean, if you see where all the jobs are coming anymore, it's Paint Township. The largest North American company Tarquette has is located in our township, and those are all good jobs. And we roll the red carpet out to any business that wants to come to Paint Township, and it's a good business.
Now the corridor off of I-80 over there, it used to be Exit 8.
Yes.
Yeah. Does that, in terms of attracting businesses, does that have full sewage and water available?
No, it doesn't. It has water. It has storage. Just to colony homes, excuse me. But we need it to the airport, and we need it to the park. That's very infrastructure that we do need. And we have one company looking at the old record equipment. Well, there's a couple looking at it. I look to that to be rented out to the oil companies here in the near future, or they will purchase it. But Rome wasn't built in a day, my friends, so we're working every day to bring new jobs into the township.
When you mentioned that too, another recreational aspect of Paint Township is the Clarion County Park. There are a lot of things going on there.
Yeah, thank God we was able, with the help of the last board of commissioners, we was able to run city water back there, so they wouldn't have to truck water in. That increased the horse shows back there. Just plain water for everything, that they didn't have to spend money on having water trucked in every week. So water is a very important essential for our life, and we were just glad to be able to get it back there.
Right, and I know you have the soccer fields and softball fields back there, so and people just use it for reunions and picnicking.
We have a very active soccer field at Paint Township too.
Oh, really?
We have, I believe, there's 7 teams there. Matt Lurch has a team, and they play, I believe, they have 8 different leagues that they play in right now. They practice there almost every night, and it's great to get down there and see your park being used and keeping the kids off the street.
Right, I know Matt. I work with him with the Clarion County Y, so he's very plugged into the recreation stuff.
Oh yeah, my park committee. He's on the park committee along with Seth Babbleton, Mr. Toomey, Casey O'Toole.
I was going to say, boy, Toomey's really all over the places as congressman.
In Washington, D.C. and Clarion County.
Yeah, right.
Casey's a good guy.
Yeah. What, in looking back at your years as Township Supervisor, is there anything you would do differently?
There's probably a lot of things I'd do differently, but I didn't get the cooperation with the board at that time. And what I wanted to do would really been a plus to the township right now. I'm not going to go on any negative things about it, because being negative doesn't get anything done, but I think my colleagues now realized a few ideas I had was very promising.
Do you want to talk about a couple of the ideas?
Well, I'm just going to give you one. We had to hire a water authority gentleman because I wanted to hire my plant operator that the taxpayers sent to school to get his water license to work for Pennsylvania American Company. But they wouldn't back me on putting this employee to run my water company. We had to spend an extra $2,000 a month. And that's something that I don't believe in. If you have somebody and you paid for him to go to school, he better work for Payne Township, not Pennsylvania American, after the taxpayers paid for his license. And my two colleagues did not step up to the plate in that one, and I'm still very disgusted about that.
But overall, you're getting some things done in Payne Township.
Overall, we're moving ahead, but with very little money. But there's better days ahead, my friends.
Well, that's always a good.
That's always a good way to look at it, Ron.
And any words of advice? We have about a minute left.
Well, what I would like to have all my residents do and constituents is keep your eyes open. If you think there's a drug problem in your neighbor's house, let me know. My number's 229-2700, and I will pass that information on to the right authorities. And again, thank you for having me on this show today, Ron.
Thanks for coming on. You've been very frank and talking about some of the things going on in Payne Township, and I think people appreciate that.
Well, yeah, it's a thankless job, but when you get somebody that you really made a difference in their life, that makes you feel good.
You're listening to Clarion Connection. I'm Ron Wilshire with Randy Vosburg, the Payne Township Supervisor.